Mzansi. My name is Meti Girl Majozi, and I'm your host right here on Talkback Mzansi, aka TBM, a talk show that does not only discuss social issues affecting South Africans, but we also try to find solutions to those issues with South Africans. So be sure to check us out on all social media platforms. You can find us on Facebook, Talkback Mzansi, or you can find us on Instagram at Talkback_Mzansi, or you can just send us an email, talkbackmzansi@gmail.com. So first things first, we would like to wish all the beautiful women of South Africa a happy Women's Month. As you all know that August is a month where we acknowledge the women of this country. It is a month where we acknowledge the beautiful, powerful, successful women of this country. But it is also a month where we acknowledge the challenges faced by women in this country and try to find solutions. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce today's guest speaker, who is a male musician. He is here to empower women and is here to show women that you do not only need another woman to tell you how beautiful, strong, talented and capable you are, but also men of this country can play that role. We are talking about our husbands, fathers, brothers, grandfathers, or even our boyfriends. They can play that role of empowering us as women. So without further ado, please help me welcome Ntokozo Sithole, aka Loverboy. Thank you so much for joining us
Thank
today.
you for having me.
How are you feeling today?
I'm good. Just exhausted, but hey, it's life.
Well, I am so excited to have you today, and I just hope we're going to have a good time.
We're going to have a good time. Yeah.
So let's just get straight into it. For our viewers out there who do not know Ntokozo, who is Ntokozo?
Ntokozo Loverboy Sithole is a guy that grew up from Amaoti, Enanda, and moved to Phoenix when my mother got married. So in Phoenix, I think I've stayed there for half my high school years. And I'm originally from Ndwedwe. That's where my mother and father are from. So that's where I'm based. Igama yami is Ndwedwe. So I'm a musician. I also play keyboard. I'm saved. Yeah, and I'm also, my parents are pastors, so I'm a PK automatically. So yeah, that's Ntokozo.
Well, you mentioned to us that you're a musician, and you're very young, so ziningi izinto sangakhetha kuzona.
Yeah.
Can you just tell us what got you into music? Why music?
If I'm being honest, in the family, there's no one else that can sing. Gikula, the only thing that I could hear from my neighbors was music. They used to play the likes of the late Lundi, Rebecca Malope, and Sfiso Ncwane. And then they used to play like Boma Kenny G when, like, on the Saturdays and Sundays. So eventually, when I wake up in the morning, I hear this music. I get to sing and hum this tune and fall in love with this thing because I hear it every day and every Sunday and Saturday. So eventually, I started trying it out for myself, testing my voice. Is it capable of doing what I'm hearing? And then I got into church because so I got into church. So my sister was the chorus leader. But they changed the chorus leader because they heard me singing. So I took over from my sister. I became a leader in the church.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I think from there, that's where my music started as a kid. It started as a kid. It's not something that I just picked up when I grew up, like, okay, my friends are singing now, let me sing as well, you know. It's something that I just grew up with, you know. But yeah, that's where I took my music from.
Well, you know, in the beginning when you were introducing yourself, you mentioned ukuthi kahle kahle nisuke Ndwedwe. And as a black child who has black parents, siyazi ukuthi abazali bethu banjani when it comes to careers and something, doing something that, you know, is guaranteed salary, has guaranteed salary. So abazali bakho, when you told them that you want to produce music, how did they feel about that?
Let me just cut my dad out because he's just that rural guy who just doesn't pay attention to such things as I'm a talent, and he's more based on a qualification. What can you do for me? When can you bring money in? You know, so let me just
Are you getting paid?
Exactly. So he's that type of guy. So let me just count him out. But when it comes to my mother, it's a different case because she's a pastor and she understands the life of music. But when I was a kid, she never used to allow me to go to choir rehearsals because we used to hold those rehearsals late at night, you know, like from 4 p.m. to 6 or to 7. So, and they were a bit far from home. So I had to come back home by foot. So that was a bit of a problem for her to allow her child to go to rehearsals when there's danger outside. So she didn't feel safe allowing me to go out to those areas. So I had a bit of a challenge in my high school years until I finished my matric. That's when I basically explained to her, this is what I want to do. I love this. But yeah, I couldn't take this as a qualification. I couldn't go to a music school and just say I'm studying music because all in all, the family wants to know, is this a stable thing? Can we be certain that after everything, that 4 years or 3 years of studying this music thing, are you going to get money each and every month? Is this a standard salary that you're going to be getting? Is it not a gig? So I had to be like, okay, fine. Let me study something else instead of music. But I'll do music as a hobby, but a hobby that I'm just going to be passionate about.
Oh, wow. So still on the topic of passion, if it wasn't for music, what else would you be doing?
Well, if it wasn't for music, I've always been told that I talk too much. Always been told. So the next thing, okay, I also studied drama Colin.
Oh.
So I was either going to be an actor, or a TV presenter, or a radio presenter, or maybe some other things because I'm not into sports. I don't do sports. I don't play soccer. It's weird. I don't play soccer. I don't play any other sports. So yeah. So it was going to be either something that was just going to allow me to be myself, which is just talking. You know, I was going to talk and talk until my breath runs out. So that was it.
So njengoba ungadlali nane sports, it's just when you wake up you sing. In the shower you sing. While cooking you sing.
Not exactly. Now we have social media. So social media has a way of just taking your attention from everything else and just focus on your phone. Yeah, so but music is something that I just live with each and every day. I wake up, I play different genres, and I just move on with the day, and then I just compose a new song if there's a space for a new song. So yeah.
So can you just describe to us the type of music that you produce?
I started off with gospel. I did gospel. I think most people will know me as Untogozo Stole gospel. Okay. I did church tours. That's when I didn't release or hadn't recorded a single. So I just did church tours and worshipped with everyone else with songs that Vela Bawaziyo. And then later on I recorded my single, which was titled Asisugiguwe. And yeah.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. And from there I decided, and with the people that I've been meeting and the type of experience that I've been having, I decided to change the genre to Afropop. So it's not only Afropop that I do Afropop, I do amapiano, Afrotech, and we can also do R&B. I'm flexible in this industry. I can just do anything when it comes to my genre.
I think that actually brings us to my next point. Kule industry kuyona khona babe khona before wena khona basazoba khona khona bagunyekile endleleni. So what is so special about you or unique about you, or what are you planning to bring to the table that will keep you longer in the industry?
I think when it comes to that, kubalulekile ukuthi you do your research kala in terms of the industry and the people that are in the industry. So you gotta know what people, the audience, love. You gotta know if they love R&B, hip hop. Okay, they love also Ikwaito. They also love, but Ikwaito, who do they love? Who do they love with R&B? Mapiano, who do they love? So and you coming in and you want to join in the industry, you have to listen to the style that they want to hear and give them what they want to hear but add a flavor of your own. So that will make you last. They'll still hear what they want to hear, but they're gonna be hearing more now because now there's you in this what they want to hear. So I think that's what it's gonna make me last in this industry. If I'm gonna last, but I think I'm gonna last. I don't think I'm that weak that it's going to swallow me. So it's the flavor that I'm just gonna bring in, taken from different artists, different DJs, different producers. So I'm just learning along the way and adding in something that was just gonna make me unique out of everyone else that I'm working with, or out of everyone else that everyone knows.
So you just mentioned something about research, that it's important to research so that you know what to expect and you know what to give people. So do you think you've done your research? Do you think you've done enough research?
I'm still learning. Still learning. I'm still getting used to the idea that, okay, some things that you can't do on your own, you need certain people because they're just the door of everything that has to do with what you want to do. So, yeah, and we're getting there, and the change in genres because of the research, the change in the way that I sing, is all based on my research that I've done. So yeah, I think yeah.
So 2020, like 2021, it hasn't been the easiest years, due to the COVID-19 pandemic. So when, as a South African musician, how has this pandemic impacted in music, promoting music or industry as a whole?
Well, in terms of promoting my music, the promotion of music comes in, and I think in a whole lot of different ways, but I'm just going to mention two. One is face-to-face organic live performances in places like for events, clubs, churches. That's another way of just promoting your song. So that one was affected like greatly, kakhulu, because when this pandemic happened, we had to shut down a lot of things, including events, churches, clubs. So, in that being said, us as artists, we can't actually promote our music. Uma ngabe sifuna ukuthi abantu basizwe sisucule, and sometimes we want to promote our music, and then abantu siba engage in a way ukuthi, if I sing my song, I just want to know if they feeling the song, yabo, because kunomehlo ukuyiza ingoma umnizi umuntu ayiza ingoma kanti angayijabuleli, yabo. But mangabe si promote music kuma events, they driving for the song, now you know they love the song. So that nje kukodwa was affected kakhulu. But when it comes to the other way of promoting your music, which is through social, my cell phones, I think local there was for umuntu onaka, there was a big win lapho, because most people were at home.
True.
Everyone was at home. So when they're home, the only thing that they bond with is their phones. So if they see me on the Facebook, there's this guy again with this song now. Okay, now there's this guy again with another video, So I get to promote, they get to see me all the time. So I think that benefits in terms of this social media and all that, but it affected us in terms of making money. We couldn't make money. That much money, besides knowing what about they see you. That's all. If they see you on Facebook, you don't get money for events. You don't even get booked. So you're just sitting there at home. They're just listening to your music. That's all.
But I guess research is still relevant. Like it's very important, because when as an artist uyazi ukuthi ungabathola kwa social media, but mhlawumbe ungayishaya research akaboni ngaleyo ndlela and uhleli like impilo imile.
Exactly, because udependele ekutheni uzohamba, they'll go to an event, they'll perform at a club. They're not focused more on the other things that they can use to promote their music. They're not focused in Facebook and Instagram and Twitter, which is like the biggest platforms and social platforms now are on. So if they're not focused, they're just gonna be focused on ukteni. They're pushing their music elsewhere, but elsewhere how they yabo.
It's a challenge.
It's a challenge.
Okay, thank you so much, Ntokozo. But for you viewers at home, we're just going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with more. Talk Back Mzansi, aka TBN. If you just joined us, you are chilled with Meti Girl Majozi, and I'm joined by Untogozo, aka Loverboy. So, Togozo, before the break, we talked about how COVID-19 had a very good and bad impact on the music industry. So, speaking of music, you've just released a single.
Yes, that's correct.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
So can you just please tell us more about the song? What inspired the song and what message do you want to get across through the song?
Let's just start with what inspired the song. So it's a very okay, it's not a long story, but a very short one. I met someone. I think what she did to me before we even started dating, she brought out new life and new love that I didn't know where it was coming from, but I only felt that for her, through her, but she didn't say anything back to me. Like when I just see her, I could just feel the love, you know. When I hear her voice, I feel complete, yabo. So that's where my song came from. That's like, okay, like not this song only, but all the other songs that are not yet released. Some of them are not going to be released because they're just too personal. But yeah, I think that's where I got this idea of Ismail Sako, you know. But it's not only for her, it's for every other woman. Hence, even my mother listens to the song and she feels as if I wrote the song for her because it talks about a woman's smile, you know. And then I saw you from a distance, and that's the part that I just fell in love with. So that part and the rest of the song talks to every other girl out there that just, you know, feels like there's no need for them to smile or for them to laugh anymore. They should just know, Ugote, there are some guys out here who just see they smile and then babane basangani, you know, because Siko, we do exist. So yeah.
Well, I also feel as if you wrote the song for me.
Wow.
You know, that was touching.
Great.
So anyways, earlier on in the interview, you mentioned that you were a gospel artist slash keyboard player, and you moved to Afro pop slash Afro take slash amapiano.
Yeah, well.
So can you just tell us about that transition?
Moving from gospel to Afro pop was just it just happened like I didn't plan to move from gospel to Afro pop. I was actually planning to do a remake Yengo Miami Gospel, but then love happened. It changed my way of doing things. But also, the songs that I've written were not planned to be, they were never going to be released because the project that we were working on was to just do a remake for my gospel song. But then when I sent my song to my manager and my other friends, the first song that I did, not this one. This one is the one that you guys know. The first one, which is a private song. They loved the song and they advised, you know what, this is you. Stick with this. Don't do anything else because we get to hear and see the real you. You put emotions to this. Like it's like you're talking to each and everyone. Like it's like it's okay, yeah. So that's how I just transition. That's how I moved from gospel to Afro pop. So yeah, and I think the time I moved was with Ismail Sako. That's the song Esther decided to go say, I'm going to move and I'm going to appear in front of everyone with this song. So it was the song that I posted a video of Ismail Sako on Instagram and it moved to Facebook as well. I poster and I was just posting it, you know, like I wasn't planning on becoming, you know, this artist that everyone recognizes today. Yeah, well, but see, guys, people fell in love with the video and the song. Hence, I got so many calls from so many people who wanted to help me out. Okay, what have you done? What are you planning to do? We want to do this with you. We want to do that with you. We can do this for you. You don't have anyone to assist you, Glow and Dow. So it has been a journey, Mnandi, with the help of my friends that are professionals in the industry. Abanye my managers, my manager, my artists, but they here for me every step of the way. Ngihamba nje baloke bengibhekile but no, masuwenza kanje, okay, enza kanje na ke manje. So yeah.
Yes, you uke wa mention indaba yokuthi khona iculo owalilalelisa abantu and they were like, no, this is you, this is you. So I just wanted to know ukuthi talent and hard work kuhlangana kanjani, because talent unalo bakutshena ukuthi usebenzise but you could have chosen not to use it.
Yeah.
So le hard work oyifakayo usuyihlanganisa netalent yini ephumayo?
I think for hard work, my definition of the way that I work, hard work, it's not really that hard work. It's just passion. You know, I just love being in the face of abantu. I want people to talk to me. I want people to talk about me. I want people to talk for me. You know, but yeah, I think mixing that and trying, like I mentioned in research, getting izinto or indlela zokuvela ebantwini, that's, you can call it a hard work, because now we have the likes of TikTok, which actually know they spread your work or umsebenzi wakho kanye yonke into ufuna the message across faster than mhlambe ama platforms. So that's where my hard work is based. It's true, ama socials lawa nokuthi vele ngiyathanda ukuthi ngihlangane nabantu. So
yathanda ukwaziwa.
Ngiyathanda, like everyone should be talking ukuthi kuyenzeka. Mabehluleka kulungile kodwa khona bazokhuluma ekugcineni.
Well, you know, sasibuyela ekutheni-ke it's Women's Month. I feel as if sekumele sigxile kakhulu nakulokho, because lana we are here to empower abantu besifazane, and it's very nice ukuthi sithole iview yomuntu wesilisa, because as I've mentioned ekuqaleni ukuthi nabantu besilisa they can play that role. Akumele ngize ngilinde umuntu wesifazane ukuthi, you know, angitshene ukuthi ngi-capable kangakanani. So as a male, as a South African male, and angazi noma aware, you know, South Africa has one of the highest rates of HPV.
I am aware.
Especially against women and children. So how does that make you feel as umuntu wesilisa wase South Africa ongekho part of lesibalo, but then ayikho into ongayenza?
The fact that
you are all put in one bubble.
Yeah, I think it's quite disappointing for me as a growing male. I'm in my early 20s, looking at the type of udlame that is being inflicted ebantwini besifazane and ukuhlukunyezwa kwengane as well. It is quite disappointing to see abantu abadala nontanga yami and nabangaphansi kwami doing such activities. You actually wonder ukuthi what causes them to do yonke lo nto, and kusuke kuhamba nemqondweni wakho umuntu mayibonise akahlukumeze umuntu wesifazane, because these people are vulnerable, neyingane, they're just harmless and defenseless. Abakwazi ukuzidefenda ngendlela. So why are you beating them up and why are you abusing them in so many ways? Because it's not only ukuthi ngizokushaya manje sekuyi-abuse le iyodwa. There's other ways of abusing umuntu wesifazane, and there's other ways of abusing ingane, like verbal abuse, emotional abuse. There's so many of them, but okuhamba phambili it's just le yokumshaya uyabo. So it's quite disappointing. It's something that I will not even promote, something that makaze kuthiwa I come to a weak point like kuthiwa khona hayi untokozo ke ushaya abantu besifazane nengane. It's something that you should never be proud of makuthi yenzile, and you should get real help kuthiwa zilungise kule ndawo, because it's not cool. It's not cool. You're making the whole country, giving the whole country a bad name. Kabanga right now because we are just famous for having the highest rates for gender-based violence. So how can we allow that as a country? How can we allow that as men who are supposed to stand for the country or stand for the women and children? Why are we allowing the country and our women and children to go through such yonke lento le, and then emva kaloko sibuye sibe namagama because out there limbi igama labantu besilisa, whether you're a good guy or a bad guy, but the fact that you're umuntu wesilisa now usuzo recognized as one of the people that can abuse a victim, yabo. So it's not nice. Nathi nje isenza singahlali kahle because sinalonto ukuthi eish umuntu wesifazane mhlambe, let's say for example umuntu wesifazane has been in a relationship or an abusive relationship. Now lo muntu wesifazane sohlangana nami mina ngingashayani. Mayifika la kumina useyasaba, they like afraid because they're not sure if I'm going to be the same animal that they were dating or I'm going to be this nice guy. So they're going to protect themselves to an extent that they're pushing me away. So it's kind of ruining a lot of things, especially relationships, in all. Relationships as in love affairs, families, and friends as well, because we can't be friends with people that abuse abantu besifazane. That's not a friend. You can't be a friend with umuntu oshaya abantu.
So, you know, one of the things that we do here at Talk Back in Mzansi is that we discuss issues and also try to come up with solutions. So, siyabona ukuthi indaba ye-GBV is a very, very serious social issue.
Yeah.
So, as a male in South Africa and also as a male musician, what do you think you guys can do to address this issue?
Well, as a male in South Africa, one in this ngayenza is that we could either come to conclusions that we need to just sit down as men and have a talk and just stop this behavior because it's not on. But as a male musician, the only thing that I can do as a musician is to get the message through across my writings. So that being said, it's either I'm writing about stopping this gender-based violence, or I'm writing a song for those who have been victims. You know, so that's what I can do, mina, as an artist. But also, umuntu mawukuthi udlula in a tough time where they are being abused by a male, whether a male that I know or a male that I don't know, feel free to come through uzokhuluma nami or anyone that you trust, because we can try and find a solution ukuthi sikudlulise kulonto, because it's not easy going through emotional and physical pain. It's not easy, especially mangabe you alone and you have no one, and the people that they're supposed to be there for you, they're just moving away. They're like, now Mzansi buyaphi, like what were you trying to achieve vele wena uya kulo muntu sibe sikhuza ngayo. So yeah.
You know, ngithanda ngoba uthinte kancane kwindaba yokuthi abantu besifazane bayabasaba abantu besilisa when you talk about relationships. And akwenzeki kuphela when people are in relationships. Kuke kwenzeka ukuthi uyahamba emgaqweni, and if kuyinina nobabili emgaqweni umuntu wesifazane will change lanes. How does that make you feel? Kuleyo moment ubona umuntu wesifazane ekusaba, because as much as ungekho part of isibalo, but into eyenzakalayo.
Well, for me, if kukuthi ngihlangana namuntu wesifazane okanye sihambisana emgwaqweni, like we walking together towards one road, or we're going to the same direction, and it's late at night, it's dark. If they like, you know, afraid, I can just see which this person is afraid, and I understand why they're afraid. It's late, and I'm a guy. I'm the only guy in Mgwaqweni. So for me, it's quite funny, but it's not a funny thing because I know I'm very harmless. So what I normally do when I see there's a woman, it's either she's in front of me or she's behind me. If she's in front, I just walk fast. I make conversation so that she can just relax, you know, just to take away some of her fears of walking at night and late with just one guy. You know, I just take away those fears. And if she's behind, I do the same. So yeah, I don't think women should, they should be afraid, because there are some guys that walk at night and they do crazy things, you know. But there are some good guys. But basically they can't know which guy is
Yeah.
a good guy and which guy is a bad guy. But yeah, we do exist. Thina esikwazi ukuthi samsana nawe sikwenze ufeel comfortable until uzofike kini. Yeah.
The problem is that even the good guy, you know, they are painted in a bad way, and even the bad guys, they paint themselves as good guys, so you don't know who to trust. you
Yeah,
know?
yeah. Because manje we're facing a situation whereby even ama guys lawa akuthiwani ama good guys elokishini azuthi good guys. Egqoka kahle, he's always clean unoya kahle, nje uguy ugrand yabo. But you find the very same guy at night doing izinto ezistupid yabo. Or like you uyathuka kwena like how this guy doesn't even look like umuntu ebengangibamba, but uthuka usobanjwa yellow ball lomjida. Oh, come on.
Ubone kahle ukuthi no,
Come on,
sexually.
dude. When you should be at home chatting with your girlfriend, what are you doing? Yabo.
Yeah.
So into kanjalo nje.
No, you know, when we go back to issue of women empowerment, sike sakhuluma nge-GBV.
Yeah.
So when it comes to abantu besifazane, sesikhuluma from a male's perspective. Abantu besifazane, they usually come together mekade kuyizinto eyifaka kakhulu i-violence, i-gender-based violence, you know, against them and children. So do you think abantu besifazane, especially in South Africa, bayahlangana as much as they should kuyo yonke into? Njengoba behlangana when it comes to izinto ze-GBV, ubabona sebemasha wearing black tops, you know. Do you think we are as united in anything and everything?
No. I'm being honest, no. Abantu besifazane ababamsene kuyo yonke into. They do come together when there's violence involved. Okay, there's someone who's abused, there's someone that was murdered. They do come together. That's where we see a unity kubantu besifazane, because everyone cries out. Kuzwakala ukuthi okay, there's damage that was done. But when it comes to izinto zoku-empowerishana nani nani, mhlambe ngingasho ukuthi there are a few women aba-empowerisha abantu besifazane, but it's the other people okanye laba ekumele ngabe bayezwa about lento engabasiza. They choose not to pay attention to the help they're receiving from abantu that can actually assist ukuqhubeka izimpilo phambili. So if we have abantu bazothi ayi, this is not for me, bangafuni ukulalela umuntu wesifazane ezosho something ezokwakha, we have a problem. That means there's no unity anymore, because unity comes in all ways. You can't be united just for that specific season and then the next you just don't want to hear what they want to say. So I think if women could learn to say, as I'm saying, I'm gonna listen to Untomzo Kamanzi when she speaks about her business, or how to start a business, or how to open a business, or how to expand your business. Ngisho ngilibona ukuthi business lamazambane, but I'm just gonna listen mhlambe konke engizoyithola kuyena, yabo. So kumele ukuthi abantu besifazane babambisana nalapho, not just gender based violence okanye izinto eziphathelene nodlame nje emphakathini. If we could listen to each other nakuyonke into, then singa right.
Oh wow! So kwindaba ye-success yakho, you know, we can see ukuthi kukude la uyakhona, kukude la usuka khona, kukude na la uyakhona. So can you just tell us what keeps you motivated?
What keeps me motivated? What keeps me motivated is my son. I don't get to see him ngakhulu, but he's my motivation. It's the reason why I say I need to do better. It's the reason why I say I need to have that life for him. I need to get that life for him. Because mina vele eventually ngizokhula ngiguge and then bese ilegacy sala nobani naye ne. So I have to work hard for him. I have to be successful for him and also for me, yabo. But he's my motivation alongside with my partner and my family as well. So those people, Bebonkana and my friends, those people motivate me to do good, and bang futhi if I'm doing bad, you know.
Yeah, and bayadingakala labo bantu.
Exactly.
Bayadingakala.
You can't go on as if yonke into nje unoyenza is perfect. Nothing is perfect. Like we perfect ngalo ndlela, but khona omunye umuntu osuke ibona ayabheda ke lenza la. So you gotta tell me when I'm doing something wrong. So I have those people abakwazi ukungihlalisa phansi and be like, no dude, you flop, you know. And then I change my ways. Yeah.
So, you know, njengoba usumngaka, I'm sure you've gone through lots of challenges and usubona umhlaba ngendlela ehlukile obuyibona ngayo maybe 10 to 15 years ago. So, can you just tell us, or what message would you give to your younger self? Njengoba usubone yonke lento esiyenzakalile, what message would you give to your younger self?
Well, the message that I would be giving to my younger self, or a young person who sees me as a role model yakhe, is that don't rush yourself. Take your time. No one is after you. No one is competing with you. Your own competition is yourself. So don't push to say, I want to be like Uban Ban Lungile. It's good to have people that you see as ama role models, but push yourself to be yourself. Kakho. Then you're going to be fine.
Thank you so much. That was very well said, actually. So, before we end our interview, Konalana, we talk back, Mzansi, we have a small anyana game. Yeah, but just to get to know you more, sesenzela namafenza akho amanye ama questions.
Yebo.
Abangakwazi ukubuza wona ukuthi thina sibabuzele.
Alright.
So, lana sinama question akhona ne. I'm going to ask you to pick 5 unginike and sithole simazi kangcono intokozo.
Alright.
Okay,
1, 2, 3, okay, 4.
Hey, uzuyaqhanda ufuna esazansi. So,
Let's open
alright.
good questions, yeah?
I hope so. Okay. Wow. The very first question. What is your youth embarrassment? Your youth embarrassment. Into othi nawe muyibuka manje uthi no man. Ngake ngenza lokho mina.
Aish. I think my youth embarrassment will be smoking benzene. Yeah.
Really?
Like, that was something, yeah, masibuka manje once I way, dude. Like,
What were you doing?
what were you thinking? Uyazibona ukuthi unjani? What are you doing? So, benzene, ngesokisi futhi ne-burning socks, yeah, so.
Hey,
Yeah.
Okay.
We did the most embarrassing thing.
Second question, ne? What is the most important object that you own?
Most important object that I
Object.
own. Objects being cell phone, this kanjalo. Most important. I would say the most important object that I have is my cell phone. Yeah, it's very important. Without my cell phone, I think I'll be dead for like 3 days and just wake up the next day. My phone,
Yeah.
my cell phone is very important.
Well, I think we all have the same problem.
Yeah.
So what, this is question number 3, ne? What do you enjoy doing that everyone else hates or just doesn't understand? Why do you do that?
I just enjoy dancing, but I just can't. You know? So when I just dance, I just have my way of moving that no one else moves. I don't dance the regular dances that everyone else does, you know, maybe club in Sevilla, you know, I don't do those things. I have my way of like, I mean, okay, sure. You know, yeah, that's me, but they don't like it when I do that. Yeah.
Well, hang on if this also applies to gents, but then what 5 things are always in your bag?
I don't carry a, okay, I do have a men purse, sure. Okay, the 5 things that are always in my bag. Phone, my wallet, imali, makuthi angifaka wallets, and then you find into yokugcomlomo, because not so much itaphela umlomo phasha, so yeah, we find the into yokugcomlomo, and we also have number 5. The thing that you should never forget as a guy, awazi uphuma endlini engekho esikhwameni ngoba you might never know ukuthi kuzokwenzakalani outside.
Indle, because sisiza nabanye.
So
Indle.
as a guy, you should never leave out inakhunja ilokhunjani ijazi lomkhonyana. Yeah, so you should never leave learned as a guy. Hlezi nje kumele ibe khona because kwenzeka noma yini la emgwaqeni. Not that I'm promoting ukucheat.
But you never know.
But as a guy, you never know. You never know.
Well, last question. Which celebrity would you go out with?
Celebrity. Celebrity engahamba nayo that I would go out with for lunch supper nje go out.
Just spend the day with.
Spend the day. I think that would be. I think Mzulu Paqa would do it for me. Mzulu Paqa.
Oh.
Yeah.
Mzulu
Paqa would do it for me.
Well, thank you so much. That's it for today. We've sadly come to the end of our interview. But before I let you go, since it's August and it's Women's Month, do you have any message for all the South African women out there?
What I can say, happy Women's Month. Women, please enjoy this month and enjoy the rest of your lives. Whether anyone tells you that you're beautiful or not, you're still beautiful. Just look at yourself in the mirror and listen to my words. If you can't hear yourself speaking, just listen to me. I'm telling you, umuhle, ungavumela abantu bakudicelele phansi bakutshele otherwise. So yeah, have a good month and a good life.
Well, I felt that, and I would like to thank you on behalf of all women. So, can you just please tell us, ukuthi, if umuntu efuna ukuziculo lakhe noma iculo lakho noma efuna ukulithenga bangalithola phi nanokuthi utholakala phi on social media?
The song is available on iTunes, Spotify, Deezer, Boomplay, Amazon, and a whole lot of other digital platforms. You can also use it on Facebook. Mangabufunu upload a story, and also go Instagram. Often upload a reel. Yeah, we are. So it's available on all those platforms. Also on Snapchat. Yeah, I think I've mentioned the ones that I can remember. The other question was my book.
No, socials.
Okay.
On social media.
On social media. You can find me and follow me as Loverboy _RSA on all socials. That be Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter, or TikTok. Yeah. You'll find me as Loverboy _RSA.
Oh, thank you so much. And to our viewers, you can also catch us the Talkback Mzansi. You can find us on all social media platforms. You can find us on Facebook as Talkback Mzansi. You can also find us on Instagram at Talkback _Mzansi. You can also send us an email, talkbackmzansi@gmail.com. You can also follow your host, Meti Girl Machozi, on all social media platforms. You can find me on Facebook as Meti Girl Machozi. You can also find me on Instagram as Meti Girl _Machozi. So thank you so much, Ntokozo, Loverboy, for joining us today. And to our viewers, Asambi Jeganjalo, Pet musician. So he is going to sing the famous song, Ismail Sametikeli. I'm kidding. He is going to sing for us Ismail Sako. So thank you so much for tuning in, and see you next time. Bye.
Umeke lo mama Smile sakho singishaya ding dong. Smile sakho singishaya ding dong. Ngivele ngisalale, ngivele ngisalale. Sengikhethile, 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 sengikhethile. Uncumo lwakho lukhanya yonke imihla le. Ukubona kwami kundenza ndikholelwe lizulu. Azange ndibone into enhle kanjena. Azange ndibone ingelosi enhle kanjena. Umele wamamathe, umele wamoyizela. Ngivele ngisangane, ngivele ngisangane. Umele wamamathe, umele wamoyizela. Ngivele ngisangane, ngivele ngisangane. Ismail sakho singishaya ding dong. Smile sakho singishaya ding dong. Ngivele ngisangane, ngivele ngisangane. Ismail sakho singishaya ding dong. Smile sakho singishaya ding dong. Ngivele ngisangane, ngivele ngisangane. Sengikhethile, 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 sengikhethile. Wamamatheka, umele wamoyizela. Ngivele ngisangane, ngivele ngisangane. Umele wamamatheka, umele wamoyizela. Ngivele ngisangane, ngivele ngisangane. Ismail sakho singishaya ding dong. Smile sakho singishaya ding dong. Ngivele ngisangane, ngivele ngisangane. Ismail sakho singishaya ding dong. Smile sakho singishaya ding dong.